Living alone has become a growing trend in modern society. More and more people are choosing to live by themselves, and it's easy to see why. The idea of having complete control over your space and being able to do whatever you want, whenever you want, is incredibly appealing. But is living alone really the best way to achieve true freedom? One of the biggest downsides of living alone is the challenge of dealing with loneliness. When you're the only one coming home to an empty house, it can get pretty isolating. Financial burdens are another major concern. All the bills and expenses fall on your shoulders, which can be overwhelming at times. And let's not forget about the responsibilities of managing a household solo. Cooking, cleaning, and maintenance are all on you. It's not always easy to keep up with everything. Another challenge is the lack of built-in support system. When you're living with others, you have people to share the load and offer a helping hand when you need it. But when you're alone, you're on your own. Simple tasks like grocery shopping or running errands can become daunting tasks. Plus, there's no one to share the emotional burden with, which can be tough during tough times. Despite these challenges, many people find that the benefits of living alone far outweigh the drawbacks. For one, you have complete independence. You can do what you want, when you want, without having to consider anyone else's opinions or schedules. This freedom can be incredibly empowering and allow for a deeper level of self-discovery. You're also able to create a space that's truly your own, without having to compromise on decor or lifestyle. The freedom to make personal choices without compromise is another major perk of living alone. You're able to pursue your passions and interests without having to consider anyone else's needs or desires. This can be incredibly liberating and allow you to grow and develop as a person. Of course, there are also the practical benefits of having your own space, no more worrying about noise levels or messiness. I recall a particularly tough moment when I first moved into my own place. I had just cooked a huge meal and was enjoying a relaxing evening when I realized I had no one to share it with. It hit me how much I had been taking for granted the companionship and support of family and friends. But as I reflected on that moment, I realized that living alone wasn't just about being by myself, it was about being free to create the life I wanted. That moment was a turning point for me, as it made me appreciate the little things about living alone. I started to see the quiet evenings as opportunities for self-reflection and growth, rather than as reminders of my solitude. And I started to enjoy the simple pleasures of being able to do what I want, when I want. It was a process, but I slowly began to find a sense of freedom and empowerment in my alone time. In my experience, living alone has been a journey of self-discovery and growth. It's allowed me to develop a deeper understanding of myself and to find a sense of peace and contentment. Of course, it's not always easy, but it's been worth it. Living alone can be a wild ride, full of ups and downs. But after exploring the challenges and benefits, I think it's clear that it can be a great way to achieve freedom, but it's not the only way. If you've had any experiences living alone, or if you have any thoughts on the topic, I'd love to hear them in the comments below. And if you're interested in more content on solo living, be sure to check out my other videos. I've got a bunch of them on related topics.